We are going.
We are live.
I'm so excited to be here with you today, Nancy, because I have so many
Right.
questions. I am a recent huge fan of Skin Diva Labs products, so thank you so much for
Cool.
introducing them to me.
You're
So
so
I think
welcome.
today we're talking about skin barriers, right?
Yes, today we're talking about skin barrier. Yes.
Right, I am getting to this age where I am almost 40 and I feel like I have damage on my skin from when I was young. Like how do you tell like the damage, is it permanent? How do you assess the damage of your skin barrier?
When when we're looking at skin and we're trying to see how much damage or how deep the damage is, we are always looking to see, okay, the thickness of the skin and the current state of the skin can always change. So just like any part of your body, you want to lose weight, anything that you want to change, you can detox your liver in a year, you can change your skin. But sometimes the damage from sun, for example, will be so deep that you don't have the ability to change that DNA and the cellular damage. So it's really looking at it. If it's surface level, you can really do a great job of changing it. But you have to see how deep it is and how much damage.
So what are the an example of like some kind of surface level of the skin barrier damage?
So redness is a surface level.
Okay.
Sensitivity is another one. So you put something on your face and you go, "Oh my gosh, it's just so like harsh to my skin. I don't want to put that on again." So that will be something that can be fixed. But redness, that inflammation, irritation, allergies, all of those types of things where we have a lot of work to do is for hyperpigmentation and also for deep lines. Fine lines and wrinkles are good, but not when you're like dealing with something that's really been dehydrated for a long time.
Okay. Well, okay, so if I start to use things like retinol, like our retin is you see all these things, retinol is good for your skin and all. What about retinol? Tell me all the things
Um,
about retinol.
I'm not the hugest fan of retinol
Uh,
because unless you're staying inside 24/7, retinol, number one, it thins your skin. It's been around forever. The studies on it are out there. Like everybody will say, oh my gosh, it's been around. It's the most studied ingredient that we have from the skincare industry, but it also thins the skin, which I don't want thinner skin as I age. It also makes your skin it's so sensitive. So retinol really works kind of to me. I don't want more sensitive skin, and I also don't want thinner skin. So you can do other things with other ingredients. You don't have to use retinol.
so what would be some better ingredients to use that people traditionally use retinol for?
Well, retinol is going to help you re-educate your skin cells, and it's going to help your collagen and the elastin to rebuild because what you're doing is you're sitting there trying to rebuild the cells. So that's going to help you have healthier skin. So other ingredients, methylene blue is going to help you as an antioxidant. Lot of hot news on that, but mostly it's from people that are drinking it. Topically, it's all like been used in the medical field for a while, but it is really great for helping to rebuild that skin barrier. It works very well. There are some other like extracts and botanical extracts that can work just as well as retinol for a long-term benefits without the sensitivity that
Okay.
I personally don't like that's the sensitivity is what really hurts people that also have skin barrier issues.
Yeah, so when I tried your products, right, the methylene blue day night mask,
Yes.
I swear that was the biggest difference because my skin does have a lot of redness. And then when I use
Mhm.
that, like I'd wake up in the morning and that like pinkiness to my skin, non existent.
Exactly. It's helping as an overnight antioxidant. It's repairing overnight. It also has ceramides in it, so the ceramides will help with there. It's kind of like the mortar between a brick. So ceramides helps to hold the cells up and plump it up. So that's and you're seeing when you plump the skin up and your skin has redness underneath. We all have red underneath, and you don't see as much as the redness when your skin is nice and hydrated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, curious. I was fortunate enough for you to send me the 14-day trial pack. But how much
Mhm.
does a full bottle of that methylene blue day night mask cost?
From a retail standpoint, it's
Yeah,
100, I think 105, but it lasts for that one lasts about 6 months.
yeah,
It's a full, it goes for a long time. It's like, there we go. So it's a full like, and it lasts for a long time. So, and you can see it comes out blue, but when you push it onto the skin, it goes away completely. It's
yeah.
fun.
Well, and just like a tiny bit of it, I was surprised the
Yeah.
first time I overdid it. The first time I was like, my
Yeah.
neck, my hands, where do I put all
Hands.
of this? But it's just like
Right.
half a pump, and it was like full face
Ready to
and
go.
neck. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's awesome.
So,
So, what about I've always been a big exfoliation person. I'm like, "Oh, it's just going to clean up all of the dead skin and make me look so fresh." What about exfoliation and your skin barrier?
there, yes, you do need to exfoliate. I put a very mild exfoliant into the cleanser.
Oh,
So every day when you wash morning and night, you are also exfoliating with a pineapple enzyme. And that enzyme is like a little Pac-Man for the skin. So it's helping to eat dead skin. So your skin can stay soft, exfoliated, but you're not harming the barrier.
right. So
So,
pineapple. So like
mhm.
okay, so is pineapple an ingredient in several of your products, or you just that one's just for the
just
cleanser?
just for the cleanser. And the enzymes are like we use a lot of enzymes in skincare, in professional skincare, and there's so many that have been used all through like the world from beauty way back when, and things that our grandmothers and the grandmothers before actually used on their skin, but they, we didn't even think of it. They would make enzyme from strawberries and cherries and things like that that are really luxurious, but pineapple works really well. It's called bromelain, and bromelain works as a wonderful in exfoliant.
That's so cool. So,
Yeah.
I know all of your products are vegan, right?
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
lots of plant-based. And then I'm just curious, how does like methylene blue fit in with it? Is that a vegan product? Like,
Yeah, it is a vegan product. It is not. It was one of those science ingredients
ah,
that because I like NAD plus is in the serum and the cream. Niacinamide is there because it really, those are cellular energy for the cells, and so they're really helping to change the cellular energy. So the faster the cells move, the more exfoliation and more growth of the collagen, the elastin, everything moves. If you work out, your skin looks better because you're actually moving your whole body. You're getting oxygen in the body. So all of these things together are kind of like what drives the cellular turnover. But methylene blue was one of those, wow, because you need something at night that's going to help the skin actually repair at night. And so you don't
Right.
want something that's going to be too active. So you don't want anything like that's going to be rebuilding. You want it repairing and healing.
Right. Right. You're sleeping. You don't want your skin busy
Right.
doing things. Just relax.
Exactly. 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 Yes.
So what about, okay, we're talking about exfoliation. What about dermaplaning? I've heard a lot about that
Oh,
for like fine lines and stuff. Take off that first layer of your skin. What about dermaplaning?
dermaplaning is a wonderful way of it's in if it's done properly, it's done as an exfoliation and you're taking off skin and not just hair. A lot of
Oh.
people think of dermaplaning as, oh, let me just take the hair off. And if you want to just get the hair off, I say go wax, but that's another option. But dermaplaning, when it's done correctly, is truly an exfoliation, actual facial.
Uh-huh.
And it is removing not only what is called the vellus hair, but it's also removing at least a couple of layers of skin, and you'll see the dead skin actually come off as you are actually doing the dermaplaning. It's kind
Oh,
of
okay.
wild.
Yeah, right? You think
Yes.
like just a razor and then how does that work?
It's actually, we use a blade that is on the end of a surgical tool.
Uh-huh.
It's a surgical blade, and the blade actually goes at a 45-degree angle over the skin. So you're gently scraping the skin off as you're going and doing the entire procedure. And you learn how, it's a taught skill. You need to be licensed to
Yeah,
do
I
it.
was gonna ask, do you
Yeah.
do it at home or no? Stay away from
I
all of this.
I will, yeah, a lot of people do it at home. They do it with what is like, I call them juniors. They're little, things you can buy on Amazon, and they're like little blades. They're really, what we use actually here to teach our estheticians how to do it. We teach them on oranges so that they're able to, start on the orange first, and then we graduate to their legs. And so we do that for a while until they start to get the hang of the actual dermaplaning. But it's really meant to be done as an exfoliation procedure and not necessarily just hair removal.
Right.
And hair doesn't grow back faster, despite what people think. That's a myth. That's a total myth. But
Myth
it is,
busted.
yeah. But your skin, when you dermaplane, oh my gosh, your skin looks so amazing. Your makeup goes on so amazing. It's like wow, because your skin is doesn't have the hair weighted down, and a lot of people have, when you have an oilier skin, the oil sits on the hair. And when you have that oil on the hair, it's kind of like an extra thing sitting there with the makeup. So makeup goes on just like so spectacular when the hair isn't there, but it's also the hair and exfoliation. It's the combo.
Uh-huh.
So
So it does not damage your skin. It just takes off that extra layer that's dead skin, all of that.
no, and we do it here at Ballerino. We do it as a facial, so it is done as a whole facial because you have new skin that you just scraped off. So you have new skin, so you need to feed the new skin serums and moisture and hydration. A lot of places, a lot of doctors' offices, it's like you go in, you get the dermaplaning, it's bye, see ya.
Yeah.
And it really needs to, you really need to put the serums on and make sure the skin is like re-energized and has more stuff into it, the serums, so that it soaks in.
Sure, yeah, that makes
So,
sense, right? Because it's like that baby
yeah,
fresh skin. You want to keep it
right.
hydrated, keep it
Yes.
fresh. If you just go out there and expose it to the environment, you're probably going to get
It's
all kinds of extra free radicals and whatever that want to like jump in and damage it.
and we were talking about barrier before, and
Yeah.
when you're that is a great way to hurt your skin barrier, because you've just
Oh,
scraped off everything, and now you're just going out to do whatever, and you haven't put any serums or creams or anything on the skin. So
right.
excuse me,
So it's the
you
back and
need to
forth
feed it.
of it, right? So
Hmm.
that in and of itself will not damage the barrier. But if you do that and
Right,
you don't take care of it, you expose
right,
yourself to way more damage.
exactly. Hmm.
Uh-huh. So what's the number one thing that you would say? You said you put several serums and stuff on. What's the very best thing for after you dermaplane for your skin?
Um, I love using our Everything Left serum that we have
Mm.
it from Skin Diva. We also have a special power peptide serum that we use here at the spa. That is our Bellarina. It's like 12 peptides and one polypeptide. And it is truly like just one of those like unbelievable repairs, because it's got so many peptides in it, that it truly like makes the skin glow. That's our really combo. And then we do the Fountain of Firm cream on top of that. And that is like our let's get it glowing to
Okay.
dermaplaning.
So I've heard you talking about skin flooding, right? Would that be
Yes.
the layers that you add after a
Yes.
dermaplane? That's a good example of
Yes,
that.
that's a great example of skin flooding. And even if you wanted to go a step further, we stack skin flooding is stacking, so we stack peptides that are in serums, and we'll stack a serum, and then we'll stack a cream, and then we'll put a mask over the top of it, and then
Uh,
we'll take another. Sometimes we want it to be really occlusive, so we'll take a paper and put that over the top of it. So you're sitting there with something totally occlusive, and that is helping to push all of that good new stuff into the skin. So it's a stacking process.
oh,
So
okay. So I feel like at this point it's obvious, but what about like if you did nothing, the no extras, can your skin repair itself?
it depends on how you eat, what you do, how your lifestyle is. A
Uh,
lot depends on lifestyle. There's a plastic surgeon that's in the UK that I looked at one of his before and afters recently, and he had had absolutely no surgery, and she had only had a few of the um, treatments, but they were all like microdermabrasion, microneedling, things that were done like without surgery, no laser, nothing. She had changed her skincare routine, and she had changed her lifestyle. He had her cut out sugar, he had her cut out dairy, and she cut out gluten. The difference in 5 months of this lifestyle change combined with great skincare was absolutely remarkable. And we see that every day, but what you put in comes out in your skin. So if you really want to really make a difference, sugar is a killer for the skin. It's so, so bad. And our our environment, like what we're surrounded with every day, is the amount of sugar in the American diet is insane. It's like crazy. So
yeah.
that part it can truly make a difference.
Yeah. So, what about, okay, if someone was like, I want to get Botox, right? I want to get
Right.
Botox. I want to remove all of my wrinkles. Or like, what difference is that with the skin barrier, right? How does that work together?
So, um, with the Botox or with freezing or a neurotoxin, you're actually making the underlying muscle structure change. So you're making the muscle structure like completely not movable. So you're only affecting muscle, but you're not affecting skin. And that's another, like, I can sit here all day long and talk about how you should really take care of your skin first, but people like the quick fix. And skin
Uh,
oftentimes isn't the quick fix. But if they would combine skin barrier repair with their Botox, they're going to see amazing results. And, I'm in sunny South Florida where plastic surgery and Botox and neurotoxins, it's everywhere, and fillers, and you see it all the time. And it's really, I mean, I can spot somebody who's done Botox. You can see their forehead doesn't move. And
right.
then you see, oh, if they just had their skin okay, it's great to have the Botox, but you really need to take care of the quality of your skin. So your skin needs to be glowy and nice and all of that, in addition to your your whatever else you want to put into your body. I'm not a big,
Right.
huge fan, as you can tell.
So, okay, so Botox is underneath the skin, but really we want to
Right.
focus on the barrier, supporting the barrier. There you can repair the little things on top. What are some signs of like skin barrier damage? Like what should we be aware of?
Some of the first things you're going to see is you may see some skin that you're like, oh, this is starting, because where we see the difference, of course, we see this is skin barrier damage. It'll never repair. It was from sunburn and that I got like really fried. It'll never ever repair. And we have these muscles that go out this way. And it doesn't matter as much as I do underneath for the muscle, the actual integrity of the skin will never change. And I was dumb. I put sunscreen on my face and not my neck. So
Mm,
it was like just one of those things. But those are the kinds of things from the skin barrier where you'll start to see like maybe fine lines around the eyes. You might see that people have the 11s. That's a big one that they would really want to repair it. But the 11s is your muscles moving, but they're moving and it's getting deeper because your skin's dehydrated and you're not taking care of your skin either. So the wrinkles start to form because the skin is being damaged. So that's kind of like what we're dealing with. It's not just, oh, it's an over repetitive, even around here, sometimes people will, hey, I hate this, or they'll start to see their lips turn down. And it's that constant movement of their muscles there's muscles underneath. Microcurrent works great to lift those muscles. It's like going to the gym for the face. It's a wonderful, it's
that's
very
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's so cool. Microcurrent is what you use.
Yes.
That's so awesome. What
Yes.
can you work out the muscles on your face on your own? Like do face
Yes.
exercises?
Oh, yeah. You can there's lots, like, check out YouTube. There's lots of YouTube videos on yoga facial exercises. There's going back, gua sha is very popular because people will use it for not only for pushing up, but also for helping with the lymphatic system.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
um, it's awesome. Microcurrent, though, is very popular. There's a fabulous brand out there called Pure Lift, if
Uh-huh.
anybody's looking for a brand. And they have like a very small one that you can do at home every day. And it's really nice. It's a great little at-home device. It doesn't come cheap, but I really like it because it has alternating electric current, so it never stays. the same. Most microcurrent machines, actually, the current always stays the same, so it's not alternating and going, and like Pure Lift does. It's a great little machine.
And when it doesn't alternate and it stays the same, do your muscles just like get used to it or
Yes.
oh,
It would be
okay.
like going to the gym and you're lifting the same weight all the time.
Right.
And after a while, 5 pounds is, or 10 pounds or 15. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, my biceps are done with this. I don't, and then there's no challenge to it. But if you do, like, let's say you're really ripped and you have 15 and then you go back and do eights, but you do 28s, and you do, 10 of the 15s, you're sitting there making the muscle, toning it, and that's where you're starting to do with like the Pure Lift machine. It's doing that alternating, so it's not doing the same thing all the time.
Okay. So this would be a
Little,
great like alternative to Botox, right? If you're taking care of your skin
yes.
barrier and then you're using
Mhm.
this to stimulate your muscles, then like who needs Botox?
That's kind of like my feeling. The other part that you can see is when your muscles are starting to be used properly, and the skin structure is there, it's really it's like a whole, it's like you start to really appreciate, and you're not putting another toxin in your body.
For sure. For sure. So, we talked about different products that you have. What are the good oils for your skin for
Oh, wow.
repairing barrier?
Um, I'm a huge fan of squalane. It can be a plant or it can be animal. There's two choices. The animal comes from the shark, but it is a wonderful oil for helping to rehydrate the cells. And now we have such a myriad of oils. We have like there's Maruka, there's like thousands and thousands. Jojoba is another one we love. Jojoba oil is can go straight on the skin, and not only is it a great oil, it is wonderful. Like if somebody's doing brow lamination or something like that, it's just a great oil. Like there's a lot of good ones.
What about you hear everything right now on TikTok and YouTube about people using castor oil? Is castor oil
Yes.
something you should be using on your skin or what do you think?
I'm just not a fan of castor oil on the face because of how heavy it is. And I think if you want to use it on your body and you want to use it on your skin, like somewhere else, it's great. But your face is like thinner in nature for the skin on your face versus your actual body. And I just like to treat, like, from here up is the first thing everybody sees. And I like to treat this with not quite such a heavy hand. That's just my personal. I mean,
Sure.
people love castor oil. It is truly a remarkable, like, it literally does so much, but I'm just not a huge, it's so heavy.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Okay.
fan of on
So
the
neck down. We're okay for
neck
the neck
down.
down, but
Go for
don't
it.
pay
Nah.
special attention with other oils for your face.
Yes. There's just
What
so
a
many other ones that are good.
sure. Yeah. Well, I think you have a whole video about different oils that you can
Yes.
use for your face.
We
So,
did. We talked
um
about it.
yeah, if you watching are wondering about the list of oils, go check out the full video because you dive in deep to all the different
Yes.
oils that you can use.
Yes.
What about the tiny bumps? People, you get the tiny bumps and they're hard to get rid of. What is that damage? Is that something else?
Okay. So tiny bumps can be, are they white and hard?
Yes.
Okay. Those are called milia, Milia. and you can squeeze them till you're blue in the face. They will never come out because the skin is covering up the over the top of the milia.
Mm.
And what has happened is you're there's a couple of things. When you have no pores, the oil typically we see amelias when somebody has no pores and they have a lot of oil that has, let's say they exercised and they had oil, the oil has no place to go, and then they
Mm.
didn't exfoliate their skin, so the dead skin is folding over and trapping it, and it forms almost they're like a little baby cyst, but they're hard in nature and they have like a little baby tail to it, um, that when you have to get the whole thing out when you're doing it, when we're extracting them. And it is, milias are common with people that are using sometimes a product that is not good for their skin. And
Mm.
let's say it's super high in a certain kind of oil that their skin just goes, oh, I don't like it. Then they're not exfoliating enough and it folds over that oil and traps it, causing these little white bumps. And they can grow and they can expand. I encourage get them out.
Oh
And,
no.
yeah, an esthetician can get them out if they're really good. You have to ask. I mean, I love getting them out. That we have a dermatologist here that sends all of his facial client or clients to us for milia extraction because most dermatologists they don't like they can do it, but they don't. It's not like something that they spend their time really on cancer and skin cancer and stuff like that. They're
Right.
not really getting millions out of the skin, but we're talking
S-
about everything today.
I know. Well, I like there's so much with the skin damage. It's like where does it end? Where does it start? It's like
I
it's just
know.
endless.
It
Um
really is, but it's kind of fun to have this all these different kinds of
I know we're
conversations.
kind of jumping
It's
all
like,
over the place, but
yeah,
all on skin damage.
all on
Okay.
skin damage.
So what about glycolic acid? How do you feel about glycolic acid for skin damage?
Well, glycolic has been around just like lactic acid. Again, it's been around forever. It is the queen of acids and is from sugar. So it is a sugar derived acid. And when the acids are created, hopefully somebody is either buying it in a base that has been buffered properly for skin. So for a while, and it's still happening, it's like it's been happening for a while. People can buy 70% glycolic acid or 70% lactic acid, and it's buffered really, really low. And when that happens, it's a burn waiting to happen. You're chemically burning your skin. Um, a lactic acid or a glycolic should be used as like a refresher for the skin to exfoliate. And if you want to do a peel, great, but it needs to be buffered so that you know when to remove it because it is a glycolic moves on the skin, it migrates with heat. So you can put it on the skin, but it actually can migrate and move. So when it gets hotter, so also like around the eye area, you just have to be careful and you have to be knowledgeable of what's going to happen with glycolic acid. I'm not opposed to heavy duty peels, but I just think that the medium ones, every time you do something too extreme, it makes you look older in the long run. So
Oh.
now all the research that has been happening when we start seeing, for example, back in the 80s, it was very popular to do silicone. People were doing silicone injections, and this was happening in a lot of countries. And in the 90s, doctors and the 2000s, doctors were removing silicone from people's faces. I mean, I actually had a client that had to have her whole face completely, all the silicone removed from her
Oh my
face.
gosh.
Yeah. So I think what happens is our skincare industry is constantly moving and changing. We keep going forward as we have more technology. But the days of let's give you a Jesner's peel and you'll be down for a week and can't see anybody. I just think those days are like, for me, it's like I would tell anybody, please don't do it. You're actually, you might as well walk into a flame. You're burning your skin. And yes, it'll look great for 2 or 3 years, but then it's not going to look great because you have literally taken layers and layers and layers off the skin. And when you do that, the skin cannot ever rebuild that much. Like it just doesn't happen. And so that thinness of the skin is very apparent. You can see it all over Boca. They're like they I shouldn't say that, but you literally can see it because it's a stretched, it's the combination of laser and plastic surgery, and the
Uh-huh.
skin can only go so far. It's
So, what other things are people doing right now that are like still widely accepted and popular, but you would say think twice about it?
There's a lot of fillers happening that are like, you might want to think twice about those fillers. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that like the the options and everything that you're doing, we go through these cycles where everybody's like, oh my gosh, collagen threads were really, really popular for a while. And everybody, oh, you got to do this. It's going to help form the collagen around, they were taking gigantic like implanted like and putting it into the skin, and these were like super long. It had a barb at the end of it, and yeah.
What? To like
So it
keep it in
was,
place or something?
yeah, it was in place under the skin.
Oh my
So it was
goodness.
in there, and they were doing it. I mean, it was a very, and it still is for some people, a very popular practice.
Uh-huh.
That is one thing, is like, it doesn't work. And please don't, like, it's the long term is not there for it. Another one that's happening is a radio frequency microneedling. Is I encourage, like, I've seen so many people or clients with damage from the radio frequency microneedling. It's so not cool. It just is not a good thing. There are many options for microneedling that are out there, but that is one that's not a great choice. Just there's there you it's your face. Don't, like, hello, I just want to say it's your face. Get a second opinion. There's, what's good for somebody may not be good for anybody else. And always ask. And really, you should be asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And if you go into a surgery or you go into anything without a good skincare barrier repair system, your results aren't even as good. We do a lot of prep work for plastic surgeons before they're getting ready to do the surgery, because they know that if the client has done their skincare before they do the surgery is going to heal better, the skin
Whoa.
elasticity is going to be better, and the results are natural, or not, more natural. So it looks like they've just gotten a refresher. It doesn't look like, oh my gosh, they just got their skin stretched and their skin wasn't in good shape before. So it makes
Yeah.
a huge difference on how your skin functions and whether the barrier is in great shape. And there's tons of skincare out there. There are so many choices, but I think what has been missing from the skincare industry is this ability to really repair. Like stripping and the skin, it was great 20 years ago, but stripping
Mm-hmm.
the skin today is going to get you a short-term window of results, but not a long-term of, okay, I'm going to, hey, I'm 40 now. I'm going to be, 45. I want to look as good at 45 as I do at 40. So if you strip your skin today at 40, at 45, it's going to be a lot dehydrated. The barrier, you're going to really have to work at it to actually make it healthier. So
So
you have yeah.
the name of the game
Uh,
is hydration, right?
uh, the
Or what do
name of
you
the
think?
game is, well, hydration, yes, but the name of the game is really making sure you're not using stuff with toxins. You're trying to eat as like eliminate the sugar, try to go low on the alcohol, the lifestyle, smoking, and everything else because it literally is, it's not going to make your skin look great. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you do or how much money you spend. You're never going to have great skin if your sugar consumption is super high from however you get it, candy or whatever.
Yeah.
Junk food, preservatives, chemicals, all of that is feeding your skin. And when you make that choice and you're actually doing really good things for the skin, and you're maybe having a juice once in a while, not orange juice, but like a real like green juice, like celery or green juices or something like that. All of that is helping to build a healthier inside and a healthier outside, like
Mm-hmm.
eating salmon or avocado, omegas. Those things will really make your skin glow and you'll
Yeah.
feel
So
glowy like that.
listen up, everybody. If you want better skin, if you want to age well, we got to cut dairy, we got to cut sugar, and absolutely cut the
Yeah.
alcohol. Well, and
Ah,
people have been saying
it-
that for years, right? They're like, "Oh, hard
yeah.
living." And it's like maybe they're just like not really hydrating and fueling themselves and taking care
Right.
of their body from the inside out.
It makes a huge difference. And I think, like looking at the research, we have a generation that is coming up now that isn't really interested in alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a really fun thing to see mocktails out there. And it's
Yeah.
a really, the other part of it is they're interested in it's the time to socialize. I mean, I know social media is like great, but it's a time to socialize. And when you're like the sugar is like off the roof, yeah, you're really changing how your skin functions and what's happening with your skin.
So, how long have you been doing this in your own life, right? Are vegan, right?
Pretty close. I will eat salmon from time to time. I have to know wild caught. I
Yeah.
have to know where it came from because my earlier backstory, I'm very chemical sensitive. So I pretty much stay away from anything that has like preservatives or anything like that. So it's been like I had a hysterectomy when I was 37, not because I really like it was from food and unfortunately just Epstein-Barr virus and all these kind of wacko things that could happen. That really put me in this place where I started trying to go, hey, what the heck is going on here? Because I was not well. And that kind of started me on this journey. And I did a lot of nutrition education, a lot. And then I like in doing what I do as an esthetician, I was like, okay, I got to figure out why that lady has that, or why does she have rosacea, or why does she have this skin? Why is her face red here? Why is her face red here? Why does she have bags under her eyes? Those were all of my questions. And why does she have these little things on the back of her arms? So
Yeah.
I started seeing all these questions, and that led me on this pathway of, let's say, I got to eat right. I got to do these things. It's like, this has got to be like, I got to make changes. And when I started really learning, that's when I started putting it to use. And when you start feeling better and you haven't felt good since you were young, it's like a whole different world. It's like, okay, you can do anything. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So your lifestyle change uh, came before the product integrations, the before the
Oh
vegan.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh
way
yes.
before.
Oh yeah. Way before. The products, the Skin Diva Labs, it really started by we were at the spot. I was looking for a skincare line, and I couldn't find one that I was in love with for
Yeah.
there was many reasons. I couldn't find one for that gave me the results. I couldn't find one that was just like so fabulous as far as the barrier, and I ended up talking with this biochemist. It ended up one thing after another. We threw it into the facial room and started testing it, and kind of like one thing led to another. And then the clients were going, put it in a bottle. And so, kind of that's, and this is how 2 years later, this is why we are talking.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
So,
realize it had only been like 2 years since the
yes.
product was born.
Hmm. Yes. Mhm.
Wow.
We took the last part of 2022 was when we were really testing it on facials in the room. And we didn't start actually putting it in a bottle until like April or May of 2023. So it was a little it's been a new thing. It's a new, like, to us and everything. It's
Yeah.
cool.
So, here's the big question. I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you use your own products? Do you use
Of
skin?
course I do.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I do a lot of testing from time to time, and I do use. I love Environ. It's a South African skincare line. We've been carrying it since it came to the United States in the early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
I do love that skincare line. Then I've always am running across a lot of Korean skincare. And we work with exosomes in the skin treatment room. We do a lot of work, so we're constantly testing. But my daily 5 steps is always my Skin Diva. So,
I
and I'm
love
getting
it.
ready to travel. My little travel kit's going with
Yeah.
me
It's
everywhere. Yes.
perfect. It fits in just a
Yeah.
little container, zip
Yes.
it up.
Yeah.
If you have a carry-on, just pop it out and
Yes.
you're
You're
good to
ready to
go.
go. Ready to
Cool.
go.
Yeah, I love
Hmm.
it. I was shocked at the difference when I used it. Like I said, I was big into, I was doing heavy heavy exfoliation and it was still like clean, I would get it from a good health food store, but
Right.
I was super red. And then I would use a witch hazel toner. And I know that that's probably too much now,
Yeah,
right? Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot. Definitely.
and I was seeing the
So,
signs of it for sure. I was seeing the lines, I was seeing all of this. And then the difference, just that, well, and now there's more than 14 days worth of product in the kit, right?
yeah.
So now
It's
using it,
really 30, it's 30 days. And
yeah, for sure.
I have a coach that said, Nancy, you need to say it's 30 days. I'm like, okay.
But really, like, I mean, you notice the difference quicker than even 14 days. Like, I couldn't
Yes.
believe how my makeup went on, the redness gone, the like fine lines that seemed to just like ease, you know what I mean? They
Use a
weren't
whip.
such a
Hmm.
stark contrast in them anymore. So
It makes a
and
difference when you're plumping things up inside.
yeah, well, and also watching your videos and listening to you speak on it, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really up my game as far as making sure I eliminate sugars and add more water, and all of those things truly
Hmm.
make such a huge
It makes a
difference.
huge difference. Huge, huge.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
it's funny to me is how many people come on and they tell you different skincare products and stuff like that, but they don't address that internal part. And I love hearing
Mm-mm.
you speak to that overall health in your
It,
skincare.
yeah, it's got to happen because the long-term game, I can send you like number one, I always want to see everybody as healthy as they can be.
Hmm.
And I can send you home with a ton of skincare, but unless you're actually feeding the inside of you healthy, it doesn't make a difference. So it's like, hey, let me have a facial and go out and smoke a cigarette. It's not really gonna, it's the
Yeah.
same, and I'm sure, people do that, but it's like, I really want, that's not what you want the glowy part, but it's like, a little lifestyle change, little skincare makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, now I'm curious, what is worse for your skin barrier, sugar or smoking?
Sugar is probably the number one because it causes not only for the brain, but also for the whole body, but it actually breaks down the cellular structure.
Mm.
Smoking is only just robbing you of oxygen,
Yeah.
only, you know. Um, but the cellular structure of the skin is actually being physically changed by the sugar. So that's that part of it. When that sugar glycation starts, that's when the skin structure and the barrier starts to actually become spongier and it really starts to change a
Yeah.
lot.
Wow. Yeah,
You
I
see it
think.
on women that drink a lot of wine. And I'm not calling out drink, you want to drink, you drink, but
Mhm.
women who drink a lot of wine like seem to have a lot of that spongier look in the skin when we're doing facials and everything. And it's a lot of it is that the sugar that they have.
Wow. And
Mhm.
so the sponginess that you talk about, that's like bigger pores and things like that, or what is the
It's
spongy?
you know how when you take a sponge and it's flat and you put water on it and all of a sudden it just like hydrates. So
Mhm.
when it's spongy, to me looking at it, it's almost like looking at the outside of a sponge. And when you put something on it, it literally it doesn't it like it spreads and it doesn't like hold the firmness and it's not
Oh.
like rigid in its feeling. And so it's broken down so it doesn't have structure.
Okay.
So, and you can see this in women that are 30, 35. It's like you start to see that breakdown happening, and it's like some of it, yes, can be the actual skincare they're using, but most of it is from internal. Most of it is
Mhm.
from what's like, the food, the sugar, candy bars, desserts,
Yeah.
you know, all that good stuff.
So can that be repaired? Like if you are a wine drinker
Yes.
and you've noticed the spongy skin, is there hope for
Mhm.
your skin?
Yes. Yes. I mean, there's always hope and there's always change. Your body takes like from a physical skin standpoint, we get new skin cells every 28 to 45 days. So you're constantly like rolling over on that. So you can always get that new skin.
Even
So
as you age, even as you age,
even
like
as
it.
you age, it slows down if you slow down. If you
Ah.
don't slow down, the
Mhm.
skin's not slowing down. So if you're gonna like sloth it and sleep on the couch and watch the TV or whatever, it's going to not be as active as you are. If you're
Mhm.
active and you're working out or walking or gardening or whatever you're gonna wanting to do, that sounds like it's like you're retired, but even like if you're not retired, anytime that you're slowing down, your skin is slowing down. So it's
Oh,
the
okay.
largest organ of your body. So you slow down, your skin slows down.
That's
So the more
excellent.
active you are, the more your skin, the more vibrant your skin is.
Yeah, so just even go out for a walk. Just keep moving.
Yes. Just keep moving. Yes.
Well, I think that we hit a lot of awesome
Yes.
skin barrier topics and then dove deeper into like lifestyle and all of that. So I feel like I learned a lot today.
Thank you for having me and interviewing. It's really fun. It's like
Yeah, it's so
our
fun to
first
do
little
this with.
live.
I know it's so much
Yes.
fun, and you always surprise me. I feel like no matter how long I talk to you, you always come out with a banger. I'm like, I had no idea we even needed to be talking about that. So I
Okay.
appreciate it so much.
I'll keep you learning.
Please do. Well, thank you to everyone that tuned in for this awesome
Yes.
live
Thank you
stream. We
so much.
appreciate it. And let's do this again.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.